11.1 is now live, and I've been enjoying it now. We've been playing it out for about a week here, and it's been a good time, honestly. I've been enjoying the whole patch so far, but is it going well for everybody else? Blizzard's big Undermine mistake. What went wrong in 11.1? Oh no, is there something wrong? Let's see what Taliesin and Evitel have to say about this.
Hello Internet, Taliesin here. Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Reset, Taliesin and Evitel's Wondrous Wisdom Show. In a week where 11.1 Undermined is now live and we are playing it, and also Season 2 is about to start in mere hours. And with it, all the new Mythic Plus dungeons and the raid and the day.
It did start. And I'm enjoying it. I'll tell you right now, the raid is great. I haven't gotten into Mythic Plus just yet, as I said before, but the raid is very fun. I'm enjoying the boss fights. We're progressing through it here, just pug raiding this shit on Twitch, so it's been fun.
Elves upgrading and gear. Tons and tons of new gear, which is why I always think it's nice to have a little week like the week we just had, where we get to just enjoy the new surroundings and vibes.
Yeah, I enjoyed that
fresh
week
patch
too,
without having to worry about getting started on that item level tier set hamster wheel. Okay, without having to worry too much about the hamster wheel. Nothing wrong with the hamster wheel, of course. Hamsters love them, so do I. But Undermined is definitely a patch that deserves a week of unpressured exploration, in my opinion, because, love them or hate them, the vibes are strong with 11.1.
Undermine the City is great. The story is great. I enjoyed the quest lines. I had fun with the music, even the jazz music. The ambiance is cool. Learning how to use the drive system, questing around. Look, all of it's been fun that first week. And then the new season opened up and we went straight into raid, and that was fun too. So, I mean, overall, to me, this is probably the most fun I've had in quite a while, with at least with patch content.
I personally think it's my favorite patch zone of all time at this
it's
point.
Very good.
And in this video, I will be saying many nice things about it. But the nice things aren't the point of this episode. Oh, no, no, no. Because today, I want to talk to you about Blizzard's biggest mistake with the launch of Undermined. A mistake that I'm actually genuinely quite angry about. First though, quick apologies before we get started. Sorry for the lack of Evitel in this video, and subsequent lack of the usual intro skit, because I can't do that without her either. Our little girl has come down with chickenpox and needs looking after.
Geez.
So Evie's not available for filming. She'll be back next time, I promise. I prefer it with her too. I know that sucks, but not as much as Blizzard's biggest mistake with 11.1 sucks though. So let's talk about that, okay? Go, 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 go. Okay, first up. Their big mistake certainly wasn't the new warband camp screens, which are awesome, especially if you have actually unlocked
lay waste to this realm.
Andrew Probe, thank you for the sub on YouTube.
Any of them, like Feywild Spring, because you've just basically been playing the game, and so you've done all the side quests and found all the lore items and maxed all of your Season 1 renown and unlocked all of your flight points. That was an easy one. I bet you had this beautiful background pop for you the second you logged in on day 1, right? And even if you didn't, I bet I did, right? Since I'm like a professional WoW player who plays WoW all the time and talks about WoW all the time. Yeah, so the thing is, it turns out I've still got some itty-bitty unimportant renown to max.
Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have it yet either, and because I don't have max renown.
Before I can send my team
That's okay, I don't care.
Feywild Village, which is a shame. Why does everything have to be locked behind something else? Why can't we just have nice things without the grind? Blizzard is so obsessed with playtime metrics that they suck the fun out of something as simple and frankly extremely easy to implement as a login screen.
Well, okay, but let's be honest. What do you want? Just want to get everything via giveaway? I mean, what? I don't give a shit. It's just a login screen, and yeah, put it behind something else. Who cares? I mean, would you rather have Blizzard just put it on the WoW store and let you buy it for $2 or something? Shit, I shouldn't have said that. Now they're gonna watch this and they're gonna do that. I just put it out to the universe. Damn it. Anyways, I'm fine with the way it is. I think like this is over complaining.
Yeah, a shame. Although, I've got to say, I like the collectible nature of the new warband camp screens, which is exactly why I spent a fair amount of time this opening week completing
People need
the
to calm
Going
down, yeah.
Goblin mode Undermine mini-meta achievement that unlocks the Galagio background,
That's
which means
cool.
I had to find clickable rats, thank you Target Macro, and treasures and kill rares, and it was a good time because I love that sort of stuff. And now the Grand Gallery is happily occupied by my main in-game characters, the A-Team, which they are now officially called in-game, since we can now have multiple camps which we can name, and the naming totally allows any words you like, since no one else...
I like all the Dornegal, flavor stuff and all this expansion backgrounds, but I do hope that they go back and kind of revisit, like, Order Hall, like, class backgrounds and stuff like that. Like I said, I mean, I only play Death Knight, I don't really have alts. I would love to just have my login screen be like inside of the top of Ice Crown Citadel, or inside the necropolis for the Death Knight Order Hall or something like that. I'm sure they're going to iterate on this whole thing. That's what I would eventually like to see, though.
In the world can never see it unless you talk about it in a YouTube video.
Yeah, Order Hall backgrounds would be it, man.
Your camp the A-Team? Well, you can't, because that's my name for my A-Team. But you can call it something else with swearing if you like. Go wild, you edgy boy. So obviously the camps weren't a mistake. They rock, which begs the question, what is the big mistake that I'm talking about? Ooh, is it the cinematic that played when you first log in?
No, that was really cool. I love that.
Maybe.
Gallywix has got to go. Who's with me?
This was
talking
cool,
about bugs,
man.
certainly this big intro for the new patch did not play for a lot of people at all on day one.
Okay, yeah. Remember, for me, guys, I was live and it was broken because all my UI was showing. You guys remember that? And I couldn't even make it go away. Like, all of my all my abilities and shit were showing my mounts and everything on the side, my mini map. So I watched this cinematic when I logged in with all that stuff on the screen, if you guys remember. So yeah, that was kind of busted. But the cinematic was great.
It did play for me, but with my character's action bars on top
Oh yeah,
of it,
the same thing happened to him.
And that
Yeah.
might not be a massive deal, since there's a very obvious NPC that can replay it for you whenever you like, but it's not ideal, obviously, is it? Maybe the mistake is the cinematic itself, though? Although, probably not. Obviously, it's an absolute massive dub for Blizz, this, because it's a WoW pre-rendered cinematic, and a particularly good one.
It's a very
at
good
that.
one.
Reintroducing the patch antagonist Gallywix.
So, what is it you want?
This is very, very cool. I love this cinematic. And you said he was Bobby Kotick. He is 100% Bobby Kotick. There is no mistaking it. That new painting that starts in the beginning of this cinematic. Shit, if I can find it again. Where did he show it? Right here. Yeah, yeah. Right here. Hold on. Let me go a little bit. Yeah, right here. I love showing these side by side because you're going to tell me this is not a one-to-one. Even the teeth, the little smile, the nose. I mean, whoever is on the art team clearly has it out for Bobby. I mean, this is a one-to-one. And this is brand new. I feel like they changed a little bit to even look more like him. It's pretty damn crazy.
My new favorite character in basically anything. She's awesome.
Nikki?
I would die for her. And
Yeah,
this whole
Nikki's
scene
cool.
is a recreation of what is sometimes known as the thrown from a Zeppelin trope. That's where there's like a meeting between the head bad guy and his
here, let me drop
subordinates or business people. One objects or doesn't want anything to do with the evil plan, and so the big baddie kills them in front of everyone as an example. It's
yeah.
named after a scene in the James Bond movie View to a Kill, where, I mean, the baddies, they throw a dissenting business associate out of their Zeppelin. But you can see variations of this trope in just about every movie and TV show ever made. The first Burton Batman movie, The Dark Knight, Batman Beyond.
Oh man, the Dark Knight pencil trick. That's one of the OGs. This was such a good. Damn, that movie was good. That was a good movie.
Batman-ness. Kill Bill, The Punisher, Tomb Raider. I can think of at least 3 episodes of Supernatural that do it. Austin Powers, which itself is making fun of the trope because it's so famous. Even A Bug's Life has this scene in it, and so it's fitting.
The scene where he drops the seeds on all the other the grasshopper who said something. Yep, very good. Very good example.
Fun of the trope. Bug's Life has this scene in it, and so it's fitting in a patch that draws so much inspiration from mob and gangster media to begin this way. It's perfect, unless your favourite character in WoW is Laszlo Overbite. If this character, who is introduced in this cinematic, is your favourite WoW character, like if you fell in love with him in the first half of this cinematic and started a fan page or dedicated a YouTube channel to him, this probably is not going to be your favourite WoW cinematic, to be fair. Because he...
To be fair, he was a badass because he was the only one to stand up for what was right? He was the only one who stood up, and then they all fucking abandoned him. They literally roached out. This whole cinematic was about roaching out and the consequences of roaching out.
He is our dissenting voice in the Throne from a Zeppelin scene. I guess they called him Overbite because he bit off more than he could chew. That's not actually a joke. That's probably literally why they called him that. Writers are very weird people generally. I love how even before it all kicks off, you see how scared of Trump, Gallywix, the other cartel members are, and then more so once Overbite meets his nasty end at the hands of one of the new black blood empowered weapons that
very
Gally
cool weapon
is making. And do you remember when I said before, like weeks ago now, I said it a lot, that I didn't think we'd see Xal'atath at all in patch 11.1, that they'd probably save her until 11.2 and focus on green stuff this time out? Yeah, I was proven completely wrong within seconds of this patch going live, because actually she is right here.
Xal'atath.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. What brings you here?
It has been some...
And she's freaking still hot. But what's really cool about Xal'atath showing up, and I love that, is in the past, a lot of WoW villains have had that tendency to just disappear. We kind of lose the story a little bit because you're like this big overarching villain, like the jailer, Zoval. He was we didn't see him for a long time in the expansion, and then he would have his moments where he'd pop back up. Xal'atath has been with us every single step of the way, this entire expansion, and she'll continue to throughout the World Soul Saga, it seems. So it's really, really cool. It just keeps building up that hype to when we're finally going to actually try to fight her or bring her down.
Time. Is everything proceeding as planned?
We learn that she has enlisted him to fix
too.
the Dark Heart using black blood and his knowledge of Chasmite, and that this is not done yet. And this is, in my opinion, legitimately the best singular setup for a patch we've had in years.
It was very good.
This cinematic is A++ for me, not the problem with this patch.
Don't you worry. I won't.
So maybe the mistake was the zone itself. When players logged in on Tuesday in NA, there were loads of reports of the new drive system being basically unusable due to extreme amounts of lag in the zone, which is not great when you're trying to get to grips with a new travel system, which might be challenging for some from the offset. There's a ton of lag in the zone. The driving is buggy / annoying, which obviously that's going to suck for sure.
Yeah, look, I feel like the jury's still out on the drive system. I'm honestly not a big fan. It's okay. I feel like it's a bit it's too difficult. I don't know if it's because the zone is so compact. I just still find it a bit difficult to use. And maybe I'm just not a gamer. Maybe I'm an old ass. I'm fucking 34 years old. Maybe I just have slow reflexes now. I don't know what it is. But to me, the drive system, it's a nice little add. But I certainly don't prefer it over regular mounts.
People reported lag. It was definitely an issue. I have to say that I haven't gotten any on live at all since the launch, but I absolutely believe those lag reports. I could just be very lucky, or it could be the special Blizz chosen streamer server that I play on, where everything works all the time and we get all the best loot. But even without the lag, what are players' reactions to Drive? Is that Blizzard's big mistake? The Drive system feels awful to me. So when will Season 3 hit? First impressions of the new Drive system is awful. Corthia levels if I'm stuck here for the next several months. I hate Drive. I did it for the required How It Works quests and will never use it again.
That's the thing, you don't have to use it. You don't have to use it. People are bitching about it. The only thing you have to use it for, and you don't even have to use it for this, but those call-up quests, where you answer the phone, you do the 10 quests in a row, I forget what the hell they're called. All you have to do, you could use it for that, and then even that, you can literally talk to the NPC that you turn those quests into or whatever, the one who gave you the drive vehicle, and she can give you the phone to use on a regular mount. So you don't even have to use it for that. It's literally optional. It's a faster way to get around if you want to use it, but you don't have to. People bitching.
Ground mounts only. To hell with this garbage new system. Where I live, motion sickness pills are only available in a suppository without a doctor's prescription. Are you suggesting that I should shove something up my ass every 4 to 6 hours to be able to enjoy World of Warcraft?
I mean, who doesn't shove something up their ass every 4 to 6 hours while playing WoW? Is there another way to play the game? This guy's been playing wrong the whole time. That's his problem.
Able to enjoy World of Warcraft? What, you mean, like, you don't already? Seriously, how do you even enjoy this game? Now look,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
was
suggesting
speaking from
that
experience,
any
yeah.
and all criticism of the drive system is people complaining when they first tried it and found it hard. There are motion
This was fun. This was fun. The race was fun. I just don't like using it to kind of just get around randomly.
There's issues with it, like with dragon riding. I get that, but I think at least some of the initial complaints about Drive were initial reactions based on something unfamiliar. I myself hated it for the first 10 minutes I played, and now I'm nabbing golds in races and having some of the best fun whizzing about those streets. I would have said after the first day or two that Undermine is, ironically, the wrong zone for the drive system.
Yep, that's what I was
so
saying.
Built up and claustrophobic, but actually,
That's what I was saying. I think it might just be that the zone is the zone for drive is kind of tough right now. Like I could imagine if I was driving around with this vehicle on the Onaharan Plains where there's like just literally open fields everywhere, this drive system would be pretty damn fun because you'd be flying around, jumping over hills and everything like that. That would be probably more fun than the Undermine zone where there's just literally pipes and random umbrellas and all kinds of shit that you just constantly clip and run into. So yeah, this zone is a bit hard to use the drive system around, and that's probably the biggest gripe I have with it.
no, I don't feel like that anymore. Not now I'm
Imagine-
drifting more than the mark.
Imagine driving Tanaris.
Meta-narrative
Would
post
be
game.
awesome.
Those corners are easy and exciting for me now. This is an awesome patch feature. I'm a huge fan, but we also knew that it was going to split opinions somewhat. You
Yeah.
can still use standard ground mounts in the zone. I actually often hop onto one myself if I need to go up some stairs or something that the unwieldy hot rod would be a pain for. And Wowhead have got some genuinely really cool guides, including one on how to make the car as slow as possible, which is still much faster than a normal ground mount. We are linking that and a bunch of other helpful articles in the description below, as always. So, driving isn't the mistake that I'm talking about. The zone isn't, at least in my opinion, like I say, and this is from a previously non-WoW goblin enjoyer. Don't forget, I legitimately rank this as my favorite patch zone ever right now. In fact, more than ever, since every time I log in, I'm finding cool...
I'm trying to think of other patch zones that I've enjoyed. I mean, in Legion, right? We went to Argus. That was a really cool patch. I'm trying. Is this the coolest patch zone? It might be. It actually might be. I have been enjoying the zone. I've said it. The hyper detail, the compactness, the city feels lived in. Suramar to me wouldn't count. I still think Suramar is a nicer city. I don't know if it's the aesthetic or what. I just think Suramar is one of the best cities ever put into the game. But that's not a patch city. That came with the expansion. So maybe Undermine does go down as the best patch zone ever. Is he got a Zalateth pin on his? Holy crap! That's a Zalateth pin. Where can we get one of these? That's nice.
New little features, or
Damn.
do another absolutely delightful side quest.
Feels alive,
Have you
yeah,
done
it
the
does.
one where you have to turn into a rat so that you can talk to Alice, who has accidentally turned into a rat, and then you use your rat skills to hunt down a cure, which takes you all the way to the Kaja coast for a certain type of berry, and then when you get back with the berries,
Yeah,
Alice
very cool
decides to
quest.
stay a rat because she's actually really good at cooking now and is making a mint as a street food chef. That's a very cool and funny
Ratatouille
quest.
play.
And this zone is full of fun stuff. I think this is one of the most imaginative and joyously realized zones in WoW. That's why I like it so much. So no, that's not the mistake.
Cadence, your fucking comment made me like, luckily Sam was already a rat. Yeah, fuck you.
Oh wait, could it be something that isn't really the patch at all? Is Blizzard's big mistake that they... Undermined the new content with not one but multiple new store items? Is that the mistake? Hey, are you excited about Miss of Pandaria Classic? Do you want to buy some shit on the store to celebrate? Hey, did you miss the cool motorbike broomstick mount in the trading post in February? Don't forget, you can still pick up a bundle of them on the store. Are you enjoying
Yeah.
the new patch? Want to stop enjoying it for a second to click on the shop and buy a whole five-a-side football team's worth of...
It's a lot of store
Meekus?
shit.
What the fuck is a Meekus? Hang on. Oh, they are a beautiful tea dispensing panda. I'm not even going to waste time showing you comments about these guys because you already know what all the comments are. And yes, it is starting to feel like there is maybe a bit too much coming to the shop a bit too often right now.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion, but that's a judgment on Blizzard and not anyone who buys stuff on the store. You buy whatever you like in the video game.
Look, here's the thing. I feel like right now, like we already seen, 11.1.5 is now being tested. 11.1.7 just hit the dev PTR servers. So, like, they're moving very fast. They're pushing out content faster than ever. And that also is equating to pushing out store shit faster than ever. I don't mind. If the two go hand in hand, I'd rather have it this way than less store shit and less in-game content. So, I mean, to me, since they've merged with Microsoft, they seem to have more manpower, more of an ability to push out content. And if that means more in-game content and more store content, it's fine. It's fine. Just give me more shit to play in the game. I don't give a shit if they put a ton of stuff in the store. I don't have to buy it, so it doesn't bother me.
You like, I'm not your mum. No, what I dislike especially about this £65 bundle of 5 Mixi is that they are supposed to be themed around the different continents of Azeroth. And because I can't really read very well, in my head, I imagined that the tea set on the back of each mount would be specifically representing each continent. Like maybe one would have lots of
it's just a
ice
recolor
around it for Northrend, a dragon-style tea set for the Dragon Isles, that kind of thing. That sounded pretty cool to me. I was genuinely considering dropping some in-game gold on a few WoW tokens to buy them when I thought that was the case. But no, it's the same tea set on each mount. These mounts are all the exact same model. They are just recolors of each other.
Yeah,
but that
unfortunate.
is not the mistake that I'm talking
Missed
about.
opportunity.
Is the mistake the new March trading post, which is very, very butterfly?
It's butterfly, but are you going to tell me this is not phallic as shit? I mean, Blizzard's clearly... Like the whole, Adam and Eve hiding the cock behind the leaf, trope, that's always been a thing. But, I mean, this is literal. This is literal. You got 2 leaves coming down the side and then the long leaf down the center. I mean, come on. Come on. You don't see it?
Inspired. There's like a butterfly helm, shoulder and belt set in red or pearlescent. There are butterfly wings and weapons and lots of very secure men acting very normally about that. Remember when WoW was all about orcs and humans beating the shit out of each other and PvP? Now we got this. Just remember the player base isn't all girls. This is a representative of the woke teams. Can you please stop making everything so femme? Bro, this game is for girls and men who think they're girls. And I admit.
Look, I said it when we looked at these items. I said they're not for me. Right away, I was like, okay, this is not a cool trading post.
Servant, we
have
a realm to destroy.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome to our Scourge. I said it right away. I was like, okay, this trading post isn't exciting for me. I'm not a butterflies and leaves, cock leaves kind of guy. It's not my thing. Maybe it's for somebody else. I'm fine with a trading post being this way. If every single trading post was this way, okay, then I'd start to complain. I'd be like, I want some spiky-ass, bloody-ass armor. That's what I'm looking for out of the game. And I get that a lot of times. So I'm not going to bitch when it's just not my turn on the trading post. It's okay. I'll get over it. If they started to do this with everything, like if we had an entire raid where the raid tiers all looked, okay, then I'd be bitching. I'd be like, all right, look, this is still World of Warcraft. I want some badass-looking plate armor. I don't want everything to look so femme. But it's okay. One trading post here or there, it's fine, guys. Everyone bitches way too much.
Okay, I feel very bad for all the super straight manly men out there who can't be near things that even look like lepidopterans that date back to the Cretaceous era. But I do have some advice for you, if that's the case. And it's this. Every time you take time out from the new zone, which is full of metal steampunk transmogs,
yeah, there's so much good shit in there,
and have to look at the butterfly themed items in the cosmetic trading post, just imagine that instead of looking at a butterfly, you're looking at Ultimate Warrior's cool face makeup instead. The least gay looking guy from the least gay sport ever invented. And then you definitely won't accidentally be turned gay by all the butterflies. Just think of those big, strong, shiny, oiled up muscles instead.
Pointy nipples,
so you're not doing anything gay. Okay, cool. Problem solved. Obviously, the trading post isn't Blizzard's mistake. I don't really love the butterfly stuff myself.
Yeah, I'm not going to get it.
Are we just going to go ahead and pretend that this Zorro face mask isn't also there this week? This is a 10 out of 10 9-carat A-grade beauty.
Yeah, it's
no
cool.
notes. So, enough dicking around. What was Blizzard's big mistake in the first week of 11.1? Well, in my opinion, it was the story. And bear with me here, I really like
Story
the
was
story
great.
of Undermined so
Story was
far.
great.
It's very goblin-y, then it's very Zandalari, and then it's very voidy. It's connected to the mainline War Within plot, whilst also bringing in a lot of Undermine uniqueness into play. I think it's great, and more than enough to be getting on with in what people always end up complaining is an empty feeling first week of a patch while they wait for the new season to start. No Mythic Zero week 1? Fish out of
come on.
here. Basically given a subpar patch with nothing to do. Absolutely nothing to do. Oh, a quest line. Crazy season.
Okay, if you feel like there was nothing to do in that first week, you guys remember I was playing 3 hours a day. I was going through the patch content. Now I was reading the quest logs too, so that took a little bit more time. But that story, that opening story quest line, those first 4 chapters were like, they were the length of like an opening expansion quest line. I told you guys, if you remember like 11.1.7, yeah, I complained about that story because it literally took me like 20 minutes and all the questing was done. That was it. The story, okay, we're done. Now we're getting our Cersei's anal circlet ring and that's it. So that wasn't exciting. But this patch, no way. I don't know how anyone's saying there wasn't things to do in the first week. The problem is, WoW players, by nature, for the most part, are degenerates. That's what they are. That's what we are. I'm going to say, I'll throw myself in that category. And they play this game so much that they will no-life it for 10 hours straight, get through the entire campaign, and then look around and be like, well, now what? I'm like, damn, well, what the hell did you want there to be? That's like 10 hours of content. Jesus Christ, because you no-lifed it for an entire day, you're going to complain? That means you had fun. That's a good thing.
Opener. That happens every patch. You expect that. My issue with the story campaign is it's not all there yet. When I played through these quests on the PTR, and I got to the point where last week leaves off with Rensic trying to convince Gazlo to step up and take on Gallywix for the good of the city, it felt like the end of the quest line.
Yeah, it did.
I was like, that was good. But then on the PTR, this week's upcoming chapter was also included in that initial run. And when we went straight into it, I was very surprised that actually it wasn't the end of the story, and that felt awesome. Especially because the next bit of the story, I can confirm because I've played it, is awesome. Or at least it was when it followed on directly from the first 4 chapters.
I didn't do this part of the campaign yet. You're right. I jumped straight into Raid because I wanted to do that on stream. I might play through this, later on stream. I just haven't had time right now. But yes, the first part of the story is totally right. Felt great how it ended. It felt like it was a natural ending, not like typically what we've seen in a lot of patches where we're questing, and then I'll look around and then I'll ask you guys in chat. I'll be like, is that it? Where's the rest of this? We're not done. And then you guys will tell me, oh yeah, we got to wait another week. That was how this one felt like, no, this was like a natural stopping point, and then we're going to continue on later after we kill Gallywix, which opens up the actual final chapter, and this chapter happens before that. So I think they did a great job with the way they laid out the story so far.
Way it was presented last week without that 5th part.
So big spoilers,
good,
it's fine.
But it could have been brilliant without that time gating, in my opinion. And I get why Blizzard do that. If I had been in the meeting in Blizz HQ when it was decided, I might even have agreed it was a good idea. But I would have been wrong, because in practice, with hindsight, and I know everything's easy, in hindsight, it was a mistake. As if we haven't got enough going on this coming week. We don't need the story artificially stretched out to its detriment, I think, into the second week. We don't need this weird bar above Rensic's head while they have the world's longest conversation in the street, and unless they decided to push back the next chapter by a week to try and record some actual voice lines for Rensic, obviously, then I might be in favor.
What happened to Rensic? I think they had Rensic voiced by somebody, and then something fell through. I don't know what it was. Something must have happened. There is no way they let this thing go live, and every single goblin who's part of the storyline is voiced over except Rensic. That felt weird. So I think something fell through. Something must have happened that we're not aware of.
But I think the story presented this way is less enjoyable than the version I played on the PTR with it all together. And that is, in my opinion, a mistake and a shame. As it stands, there is a very real chance that a not insignificant amount of players will see the ending of the raid on their favorite WoW stream on Tuesday before they play this next chapter leading up to the raid in-game. And that's
true.
A shame, right?
That might happen to me. That might happen to me. We're literally going to try to finish out the raid today, and I haven't done this part of the quest yet.
You may consider this a silly thing to be upset about. There are bigger problems in the world, like Rensic never getting any voice lines this patch, poor lad, and It is silly. I completely admit it is. In the grand scheme of things, this rollout of one chapter of campaign quest is basically insignificant. It doesn't matter.
I'll be honest, I think they should have let this quest line play out up until the Gallywix. So chapter 6, I believe, makes sense after you kill Gallywix. I haven't seen it yet. But that, to me, would have made sense to be the one chapter that's withheld, and they should have let you go up to at least 5 to get that storyline done. Because when they release the raid, the thing is, most WoW players, like, what do we care about? We want to get the gear, right? So you're going to jump straight into the raid as soon as that thing is open. That's new, exciting, and everything. So you're going to skip chapter 5 like I did and go straight into the raid. They should have made chapter 5 available before the raid just to give you that build-up story, and then this chapter 6 could have came after. That's fine. It's an epilogue. Can just story mode Galley and get it next week? Yeah, you could for chapter 6, but chapter 5 should have been made available before, I think.
But that should tell you how much I rate this patch so far. That this is the thing I'm making rage bait videos about. You know,
so this
maybe
is the
season
mistake.
2 will turn out to be a bust, and there is a Dark Flame Cleft minecart that seems determined to do everything in its power to make that happen for sure. 11.1.5 and 0.7 could turn out to be duds too. I, for one, am not especially looking forward to running Visions of Nazoth to get my puzzling cartel chip dinar currency. Something that Blizz haven't said is going to happen, but which I am willing to bet you anything you like is exactly what will happen, actually. But right now, as a concept and execution of a zone, and the characters and quests of a zone, on the vibes and music, and, you know, all of the things that we actually remember about it when we look back in years to come, Undermine is a genuine classic WoW patch.
Yeah, it's very good.
Maybe the best ever. I'm just having so much fun. And if you think that is a bit gushing, well, you can help even the scales a bit by telling us what you hate about the patch in the comments below. Tell me how wrong I am.
Yeah, I'm sure
Tell
people
me what
will.
shill I am. You know you want to. And thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, don't thank us. Thank our patrons who give their actual real-life money to make all of our work happen. And seriously, patrons, because without you, there would be a whole lot less Taliesin and Nefertel. If you didn't like it, download
I'm gonna
the
talk
shit
about
out
it
of
for a second
Remember,
here.
my name is OK Mage. No, my name is Taliesin. From me and Evertel. Until next time, cheerio.
Yeah, great video. And I'll be honest, when I opened this video at first and I saw the title, I thought I was going to disagree with him. I went in preemptively thinking I'm going to disagree with Taliesin right now because I don't think there's that much wrong with the patch. Like, yeah, some people are bitching about Theater of Pain and all that stuff, but that's just a typical dungeon rotation thing. I'm talking about the essence of the patch, which is really the zone, the story. Okay, Raid and Mythic Plus, but Blizzard's done good things with both of those. Raid is amazing right now to me. So I thought I'm going to be like, no, Taliesin's wrong here. There's no mistake. There's nothing wrong, but he's actually right. I think my one gripe with this entire patch right now is that Chapter 5 was not made available before the raid because I know for a fact a lot of people did what I'm doing right now. We missed part of the story because we jumped right into the raid because they made Chapter 5 and the raid available at the same time. And that's a mistake, I think. They should have done at least a Chapter 5 and then give us Chapter 6 after the raid. That would have been cool. But otherwise, Undermined, S tier patch. I've been loving it, and hopefully we continue to love it because right now it's really fun to play the game. Good video.